Welcome back, mates. It was a really stressy weekend for me. We had some athletics competition, and so I have to admit I totally forgot about to produce the English version of the 6.2 preview patch notes video. But thanks to Hukai BG, hopefully that was his name, who reminded me 5 minutes ago in the comment section to do the video. I definitely now decided that I don't want to miss this opportunity. It's nearly 11 o'clock in the evening, and I definitely have to go to bed because I have university. I have to go to the university tomorrow. Therefore, this will be a very short video, and let's jump right into the patch notes I got. Here we have the preview patch note, so it is about patch 6.2, and I don't have any further information how this patch will be called or when it will be released, but nevertheless, let's get through it. We will get a new university leader, obviously. The next great leader in the university will be the 20th century Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie. He's going to be a leader for late-age players and will require a new Cold War university level to complete. Okay, so this means it is only available for Cold War players. His capstone line of Judah will unlock a unique new building, the Rocket Arsenal. This powerful addition to your base will function like a garrison that releases bazooka infantry defenders to devastate attacking tanks, heavy tanks and helicopters. So obviously every one of you, I think, will know that bazooka guys have low range but astonishing firepower against walls, which is less interesting in defense. But against tanks, heavy tanks and helicopters, also obviously against infantries, all kinds of infantries and even generals. I made some experiences in some attacks where bazookas were donated to the town centers that they are even more hard to kill with planes than other troops. So there are some kind of resistance like armor cars. I definitely think this will be some striking aspect. Let's see how this rocket arsenal will look like, but it will obviously take some time until we can see it because it is a capstone. First, it needs time to get the update or the patch notes, whatever the implementation done of 6.2, and then before we can see one of this rocket arsenal, some players have to completely upgrade their university and research all stages of the new Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie to get the capstone, to finish it and to build the rocket arsenal. So some time will pass until we see it. Next, we are also working on a feature to allow a player to better track all the benefits they've earned from buildings like the library and university. Okay, some statistics tool probably. Tentatively titled Boost Details. Yes, okay. This new window would allow a player to review all the buffs their buildings and troops are currently receiving and where those buffs are coming from. After a battle, a player will also be able to review what temporary buffs they have active and what buffs their enemy had for that battle. This should allow a player to see why a base was stronger than they were expecting and potentially figure out which buffs they should invest into strengthen their troops. Okay, so this seems like some statistical tool, and I obviously also think that the developers wanted to bring our less experienced players closer to our experienced ones to understand very latent or even hidden mechanisms in the game and to understand why some bases which look similar to other bases are very, very much tougher to kill besides from any obviously visible things like coalitions. In fact, I realized that let us call them, to make it easier, bad players. I mean players which are less experienced or which are playing more inactive, so less active. These bad players, let's call them bad players, are that bad because they are not reflecting what they are doing wrong or either what they could do better, and they are not questioning how mechanisms in the game are working. In my opinion, the best players are the best players because they are really often doing what they can do very good, so they are playing a lot and they are questioning a lot. They are even reflecting their own mistakes and their own successes a lot and getting better because they are not caring about. So in fact, I think this tool over here will not do, I frighten, it will not work like the developers intended it to get the less experienced players closer to the experienced ones. I think the less experienced ones will continue like they did before and stay where they are, even not using it, and the experienced ones will even use this and probably some very, very engaged alliances will start making some statistics I have already seen in Excel to categorize their enemies and see which each enemy now has done how much research in the university, in the library, to categorize them into bases which are obviously visible, which defense stages it has, and some other bases which probably have some very invisible defense stages from the library and from the university in the background. But let's stop over here. I think this will be a point which will go in the other direction like it was intended. Next, our last preview for today is actually 2 features currently lined up for future updates. This first is a minor map expansion, okay? In 6.2 we are planning on adding an additional row and column of forest expansions to accommodate all players, all the new buildings that have been released, as well as providing space for future buildings. That's interesting. I have already seen some Cold War Age players where the map seems to get closely tied. So I think this is necessary, especially if the Close Age also is coming in the very future. A complete new column and a row that seems to be about more than 15. I think between 15 and 20 new expansions. Let's see how long they will take. I am currently thinking 14 days for the old expansions were already a lot. In a future release, we'll also introduce a brand new building that will sit on the edge of the map near the Alliance Gate. So in the northwest, I think. This new building is a museum, which will allow players to gather, improve and display various artifacts from throughout history. That's interesting. Doing so will provide the player with benefits to nearly every aspect of the game. This means nearly every aspect of the game. I'm pretty sure they are meaning that offense, defense and economics are covered, but we have to see whether these are temporary boosts, which you probably have to research and activate as well as deactivate them because you can only have activated some limited amounts of them, or whether it is some kind of similar to the university to research and have them forever. However, I don't want to spoil too much information about the museum now because we're doing a design spotlight, blah blah blah. Okay, so they seem to do another Twitch stream. Lastly, I hope everyone has had a chance to check our live stream. Okay, they are only promoting the live stream. By the way, I think the live streams are, if you are comparing the length of the live stream and the content or the amount of content in it, I think there is no comparison at all. It is very long and the compact. The content you could even bring down to about 5 minutes of video. Therefore, I'm not really interested in these live streams. I'm only watching to summarize them for you. But if you are not interested in, I will even not look or watch them at my own. So 8 minutes done. Hopefully you got entertained. No, you got informed by this news. And let's see, assume your domination tips.